oil and gas were, methane, and made it very clear to the layman like me, and at the same time said that this renewables can work so far, but the gap is enormous as to how much electricity the world is going to need in 2050 and beyond. And from Poland has always been attacking Russia, as far as I remember, back to another century. I mean, the two world wars that occupied Russia, and so tragically, entry points were always through Poland. I hope, because he was talking to Putin, would at least have an independent viewpoint that could be helpful here. But he rolled it up. He may have told Putin something else, but within days he had rolled it up and gone along with the United States position, which was enforced by the United States in a very fierce way. The propaganda is... The details are interesting. I've followed up on that a little bit because I was recently in countries like Kazakhstan, talked about the negotiations that were going on and the breakup of the Soviet Union. It's a very interesting story because it involves everything. Ukraine, of course, everything that's going on now. What is it, man? And he made it very clear and tried to keep an open climate, a new relationship with Europe. But the United States certain people in the United States always saw that as a threat, like Putin is trying to take Europe away from us, as if we own it, as if we have the right to own it. It exists in a neutral state, which Ukraine used to be before 2014. It was neutral from 1991 to 2014. Neutral, very important. Under Poroshenko, it just immediately went into an anti-Soviet Cold War position as an ally of the United States. And my point was that it was a very dangerous place, Ukraine. The United States invaded Iraq in 2003. I remember with great, in a sense, satisfaction that at least France, Chirac, who I had not really known much about, stood up and said, the United States, we're not going to join you in this expedition, basically into madness. Schroeder in Germany, same thing. Of course, Putin condemned the invasion, and Putin had been an ally of the United States since 9/11, if you remember correctly.
Yes.
And had called Bush and said, what was he thinking at that time? We never answered that.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, among those people who've been ruined by this war, you have to include the 2014 to 2022 Ukrainian Russians, 14,000. History has been contentious and anti-government in many ways. And we see the same thing, educated people turning against Russia. I don't appreciate those people because I think they're very spoiled and they don't understand some of the stuff that's going on in the West. But we have a lot of Russians in Europe and America that attack Russia and sometimes don't understand that they are under pressure from the United States, and they don't understand the size of the pressure. And that's why Putin connects with the people, because he represents a dire, well done scenario that I wanted Mr. Putin to be aware of the way the United States thinks.
Yeah, the absurdity of escalation, the absurdity of war at the largest scale, the absurdity of nuclear war especially. Can we walk back from the brink of nuclear war? Well, no, but there's levels to this game. And interviewing somebody like Vladimir Putin, also language barrier, sit across from the man, tried to keep an open mind, tried to also ask challenging questions, but not challenging with the